All right, thanks, Antoine. So I want to
Thank you.
welcome everybody. Welcome to our fall prevention webinar. So we are going to be going through the slides. It is going to be an active session as well. So a little bit later, I'll have you get up and exercise with us too. Well, let's
Mhm.
get started right away. All right, so I'm going to pass it off to Catherine for the first few slides.
Excellent. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. So yes, I'm Catherine Bennett, and I'm with BuildAble. My background is actually in social work. I went to Carleton University a long time ago, and I've worked with seniors and people with disabilities for many, many years since then. So I'm with BuildAble. I'm very happy to be with this company. They started in 2013, and it's owned by a husband and wife team, which are in the pictures. So Kyla and Sean McGinnis. Kyla is a registered nurse, and she also is a professor in nursing. And Sean is an elevating devices mechanic. So he used to install elevators. So he loves elevators. And the reason they started is that they were in their respective other companies and agencies, and a lot of people were asking them to help modify their home because I guess Sean is very skilled. He's good at like putting grab bars and installing different equipment, and so they were doing that for friends, and then they just realized there's a really, really big gap in the skilled trades. So there's a lot of trade people in general that are general contractors, but there's not a lot that are specialized with accessible design and renovations. So so there was a need in Ottawa. There's only one other company that I know of, Renos for Life, and then there's us. And so so they started this. They left their jobs and they started this company, and it's been very successful since then. There's 15 staff members now, and carpenters and tradespeople. So they realized that accessibility is not seen as a healthcare issue when in fact it actually impacts every part of people's lives. So if for some reason you got in a car accident and you're not in a wheelchair, accessibility is going to be very much needed in your home, your work, your life. So we wanted to change this, our homes, our workplaces, and our communities. So next, yeah, okay. And so we're nurse managed. We're the only nurse managed renovation company in Canada. So that's a really, really, we really pride ourselves in that. So we always have people coming in to train all our carpenters, all our staff on different types of diseases and their pathologies and how the disease progresses. So we know that, let's say somebody comes to us and somebody might have become quadriplegic and somebody else came to us and they might have MS. We know that their needs are different. So we build and we design based on what their needs are. So that's really, really important to us. And we also work a lot with occupational therapists, doctors, different people that are giving us feedback on, what the person needs. So we very much customize and, our renovations and design to each person.
All right, so a little bit about myself and my company AIM Fitness. So this is a company that I founded 11 years ago this month. And my focus has always been on helping adults 50 plus and seniors stay strong and active. My team and I, we're a team of 7, and we are personal trainers. We are also fitness instructors, and we all specialize in working with older adults. So we have specialized training in heart health, also in bone fit, which is to help people with osteoporosis. And many of us have worked years and years with people with knee and hip replacements, those who experience general pain, arthritis, and those who are really maybe healthy, but just need to get back on their feet and need to get back into a fitness routine. Because we understand that the same routine that you did when you were in your 20s or 30s is not what your body really wants or needs at this stage of life. So so I'm passionate about helping people. I really love connecting with people and hearing how exercise can really change their lives. Often it is a physical thing, but it often becomes a psychological and really benefits us in our outlook and creates more independence as we're able to do more and more. So who do we help? So we help people who are ready to improve their health and fitness, but they could use some expert guidance. So they just need some pointers. And especially when working with a personal trainer, we do a fitness assessment so we can find out where you're at right now and what you're wanting to achieve. And then we can put together a plan to get you there faster than on your own. We help people who want to stay in their homes. So whether you live in an apartment building or your family home, we help you to stay independent longer by giving you that strength and helping you improve your balance so you're not worried about falling. And then we also help people who want to have energy and strength to keep up with traveling. We have a lot of people who I know are thinking about already leaving, going down south for the winter. And we do work with people on Zoom, so we can continue your exercise sessions even when you travel. And then we know a lot of our clients have family, maybe grandkids, family in town, and enjoy hobbies. And we have to have the strength to do those things. So that's what we love to do. So I want to ask this, and please let us know in the chat, have you had a fall this year? So let's say over this past year, the past 12 months, have you had a fall? So leave a 1 in the chat if you have, leave a 2 in the chat if you almost fell, because sometimes that happens too, where you catch your toe maybe on a crack in the sidewalk or you trip over something, but you don't quite fall. So leave it 2 if you almost had a fall. And yeah, we'll do that, the 1 or the 2. All right, I see some numbers are coming in. All right, so we got some 2s, we've got some 1s, not yet. All right, love that. Good. We want to keep it that way, don't we? Yeah, so even if you've had a 2, like a near fall, that can be really scary, especially if you know of someone, maybe you know somebody recent, someone close to you who did fall and it led them to the hospital or they broke a bone. And things can happen so quickly. We understand that. All right, yeah, lots of 2s. Yeah, and some 1s. Okay, thanks everyone. So I'm going to share some stats because falls do happen. Falls right now are the leading cause of injury among seniors in Canada. And falls can happen to any age group. So, you know, it's not just when you become 65, you have more falls. Maybe you've had falls when you were younger, and maybe you did break some bones. But it is more common in the older population as we lose strength. 1 in 3 seniors fall annually, and that's a high number. That's a very high number, and this is what's reported. So it might be even higher because it's not like you're calling public health to let them know, oh, I fell. We don't always report a fall. Now, post-fall, seniors will stay an average of 10 days longer in the hospital than younger individuals because it takes longer to recover. Maybe there's more broken bones. 47% of people, so that's almost 50% of people who fall can't get up off the floor unassisted. They need some sort of help. And that is really scary, especially if you live alone, because what happens if you do fall? And that can lead a lot of people to maybe getting the alert bracelets or the necklaces that you can hit a button to summon help if you need it. Now, some Ottawa stats, over 8,200 fall-related visits to the ER department occur every year. And that's a high number as well. And when falls happen, 85% of seniors injure themselves, which leads to hospitalization. 95% of hip fractures are due to falls. So that's high. And over 30% of long-term care home admissions are due to people falling as well. Now, I used to work at a retirement residence, and we had quite a few people stay with us for short-term stays, and often it was due to a fall. And they lived alone, they lived in a big home with lots of stairs, and their doctor said, there's no way you can go home, you can't care for yourself, you can't do those stairs due to a broken hip or a broken shoulder. So we had a lot of people do convalescent stays with us. And just so you know, if you find yourself in that scenario and you don't have family around or you need some extra assistance, retirement residences in Ottawa will take you in and they'll be able to provide that help and that care for you, even for a short time. All right. Okay.
But there's some good news. Most falls are completely preventable. So this is what brings you here today. So taking steps to be proactive about making a safe environment can make a big difference. Even simple modifications like having a few grab bars installed can prevent hospitalizations and early long-term care admissions. So an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And I love that quote by Benjamin Franklin.
So there's risk factors for falls and things that can lead to falls. So I'm going to go through these. The number one reason that falls happen is the fear of falling. And it can become this vicious cycle where when people are afraid of falling, often they change their lifestyle. They may no longer go outside for walks on their own. They may no longer attend a fitness class or exercise because they're worried about it. And when we're worried, when we hold back from doing these activities, we actually lose strength. So our core can get weaker, we can lose a lot of leg strength, and our balance can become worse. So I encourage you, don't let the fear of falling hold you back from doing your regular activities, but instead find ways that you can feel safer. So maybe that's going for a walk with a friend, meeting up with someone and exercising together. Or working with somebody who can guide you through what you should do. There's also limitations. So limitations in mobility that can cause us to have to change our activities of daily living. So maybe you have pulled a muscle, maybe you have a past injury that's come back up. Maybe you're now needing to use a walker or even a cane. And these things can cause falls. Impaired walking patterns. So if, let's say, you have a really bad hip, maybe you limp, or maybe you have a harder time lifting your feet up off the floor if you have a condition. So that can also be a risk factor for a fall. Impaired balance, visual impairment. If you're not seeing quite as well, you might miss that bottom step. Reduced muscle strength. I talked about that, how we want to make sure we keep our bodies nice and strong. And then something that also changes as we get older is poor reaction time. So our fast twitch muscles slow down. So that means if you do stumble, it might take a little bit of extra time to move that foot to catch you. Whereas when you were younger, no problem, you were able to catch yourself. But as we get older, that reaction time slows. And then another thing is medications. So if you're on numerous medications, sometimes the side effects can be dizziness or drowsiness. So talk to your doctor if you find that in the morning or afternoon you're feeling really dizzy or out of it, because you can always adjust those things. Because we want to really protect our bodies so we don't fall. And these are some reasons that we may have falls or be more likely to have them.
Okay. So there's 4 pillars of fall prevention. So Meg's just kind of covered some of these, but these are the 4 pillars. So exercise and strength training, which Meg will go into. We'll do some exercises with her later on. Medications and eye checks, so she mentioned, it's important to go maybe even to the pharmacist and have your meds checked. They could do like an analysis to make sure there's something contradicting or like causing dizziness or, that sort of thing. It's really important to get your eyes checked. So people with cataracts and that sort of thing, that can be fixed these days pretty easily. So it's really important to get your eyes checked. Proper nutrition. We'll go a little bit into this like later on as well. And then the home safety, home modification is what I'll be doing next.
All right, so this is an interesting stat. 55% of fall injuries among older adults occur inside the home, and an additional 23% happen outside, but near the house. So we're going to do a little quiz, and I want you to post in the chat, where are the 2 most common places in the house where falls happen the most? And let us know if you have a guess or 2, you can post it in the chat. So there's 2 common spaces in the home where falls often happen. So I'll give you all a minute to vote, to put your guess in. All right, got some guesses already. Bathroom, kitchen and stairs. Washroom in the kitchen, bathroom and stairs. Stairs in the washroom, stairs, 2 bathrooms. 2 bathrooms. Washroom, stairs, bathroom. All right, kitchen. All right, very good. So I'm not sure. Very good. Yes, I'm not sure if you're guessing from experience. Maybe you've fall there. Maybe you know someone who has. Number 1 is the stairs. So I think everyone has listed that. And then the second one is the bathroom. All right, good. Good. Thank you for participating.
Yeah. Good job. All right. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about what you can do right now in your homes to prevent falls. So we kind of broke it down. So the floors and the stairs, which you just mentioned, being a top one where people do fall. these are some things that you could do to just, if you look at your stairs, if you have them in your home, to look at them. So whether there's loose rugs on your stairs, it's important that they are stuck to your stairs if you're going to have them on there. They're not going to move under your feet. Slippery surfaces, clutter. So I know sometimes people put like magazines or newspapers, or I've seen different things. People kind of stack things on their stairs in the intention to bring them up when they're walking by, but they leave them there sometimes. So that's can be very dangerous. I know for my pets sometimes sit on my stairs, and if I'm not paying attention, I might step on my pet. So if you have dog, cats, whatnot, sitting on your stairs, just be really, really cautious of whether or not they're there. So look down at at your feet when you're going down. Hold on to the railing as well. High or low shelves. So if they're too high and you're standing up on chairs to get things off, then that is where falls often happen. So we recommend that things that you use a lot often to keep them at the lower level so that they're easily reachable as opposed to putting them high up. Slippery floors, poor lighting. I know that we go into a lot of homes, and Sean, the owner, is often surprised. Sometimes people just, have one light bulb that's working, but a lot of the other ones have burnt out. So it's really important to make sure all the light bulbs are fixed and they're working. So you have a lot of light, so you can see where, there could be trouble. Too much furniture, so that's kind of the clutter side. And then I guess in the bedroom, oh yeah, the lack of phones or night lighting. Okay, so we always recommend, like, a lot of times people have to get up in the middle of the night to use the washroom. That's very common. So we often recommend that you put like little like night lights along the pathway, like the hallway if you have to go out into the hallway to use the washroom, or even just within your bedroom. Put little night lights so you can see the path of where you're walking at nighttime, because you're often like groggy when you wake up and have to use the washroom. So that's something we definitely recommend. And also be cautious of the phone cords. If you have any kind of cords or laptop cords, so people trip often on cords. So that's something to also be very aware of. And in the bathroom, slippery surfaces, hard to access shower or tub. So we will talk soon about what we can do to help alleviate that really high wall in a bathtub that you see in that picture. Lack of support, so lack of like grabbers. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And poor ventilation, because if there's not a lot of ventilation, then you're gonna get very steamed up and foggy and won't be able to see much, and it'll be very slippery. So those are some things you could do today. All right. And then that brings us to BuildAble. So BuildAble, if you haven't heard, is we do custom renovations and designs. So we design for your unique health and mobility needs and goals, and we have a range of budgets. So people often will tell us what their budget is, and we work within your budget. And it all just depends on what fixtures you use and what items you choose. But stylish, everything that we make is stylish, and making your home accessible does not have to look like a hospital anymore. So that's the good news, is that we can actually make them look really stylish. And people often come to us even for non-accessible bathrooms and such, because we can make them look that great. Okay. All right. So we talked about 2 points in your home that are the most unsafe. So the first one being the stairs. So usually what Sean does, so he's the owner, he goes out and he meets everybody. So the first thing that he does when he gets to a home is to look at the entrance. So typically there's stairs to go up to a house, or maybe in the garage there's stairs to go in there. So that's very, that's right away, that's going to be a fall risk once you have stairs, especially given that we live in Canada and there's snow and ice in the winter, and that's especially dangerous. So he looks at how does somebody get into the house? Because really, if we go in and do a bathroom, which we specialize in, if people can't get into their home safely, then there's really no point in having an accessible bathroom in your house. So these are some options that we look at for people. We do ramps, so they're made of wood, concrete, aluminum, and can be installed in different configurations based on space. So BuildAble follows building codes and the best practice. So we build on a 1 to 12 slope. So for every 1 inch of rise into the door entry, the ramp has to extend 12 inches outwards. So that's what makes the ramps quite long. If it's a really tall entrance point, it's going to become a long ramp. So that's something to be aware of because they can get quite long. But this is one example here. And they have stairs as well. But yeah, so there's that. But Sean, as I mentioned, he's an elevator mechanic, and so he really, really, really loves this idea, the vertical platform lifts. So this one is smaller, has more space efficiency. As you can see, it's like a 5x5 or that sort of thing. There's a platform that we build at the bottom in that picture. And it's safe and secure, and it has guardrails and anti-slip on the actual platform when you're going up. And there's independence and dignity, so it eliminates the need for physical exertion to access higher levels. So in a ramp situation, so if someone's in a rolling wheelchair, they have to actually roll up. So there's quite a bit of exertion going up a hill, whereas with the vertical platform lift, there's no exertion. You just press the button and it just brings you up. And so we follow all the compliance and regulations, and these are built indoors or outdoors. We often build them in garages. I've seen that a lot. This one's outside, but if they're in a garage, that way when snow comes and falls, you don't have to worry about shoveling it. So I've seen that, and we also put them in homes, like inside the house as well. Okay. And then there's the elevators. So we do put a lot of elevators in people's homes. I know people think that's a big thing, and it is. It's a pretty big investment, but people love them. This one, for example, was a surgeon from the civic hospital. He unfortunately had a brain aneurysm, and it left him paralyzed. So he was in like an electric wheelchair, and he had just purchased a really beautiful custom-built home in Westboro, one of those tall Westboro homes, and he didn't want to leave him and his family, like to take them out of there. So he asked us to come in and build this lovely elevator. So basically now he's able to drive his car, his van, I think it is, into the garage. He gets out of it in his wheelchair, gets into the elevator, and it goes to 4 floors. This elevator does. So now he's really, really happy because he's able to stay in his custom built home. And yeah, so we definitely build them. This is a higher end one, you can tell, but we do have ones that are like less expensive than this one. But yeah, so we build these a lot as well. So the next place so we talked about the bathroom being the other place that is very, where people fall the most. So 80% of senior falls happen in the bathroom due to slippery floors and surfaces, according to the National Institute of Aging. And injuries in or near the bathtub or shower for 2/3 of emergency room visits, and 4 times are more likely to occur getting out of the tub or shower than getting into it. So of course that's probably because it's now wet, right? Once you've had a shower, now it's water, it's slippery, there's water on the ground, and getting out of the bathtub or shower is when people often fall. So in this example, this is actually it was a mom that called us because her son had, I think it was cerebral palsy, and he was very limited in his mobility, and she actually used to have to like carry him into the bathtub, the shower there, put him on like a bench. But he was 14 years old, and she was couldn't lift him anymore. So she asked us to come and build what you see on the other side, the after, where we took out the curb. You'll see like curbless. It's a floor that has like 0 threshold. So he's in a wheelchair. So now she's able to just push the wheelchair in and bathe him and then bring him out. So it's much safer for her than having to lift him in anywhere. So we got rid of the curb, and so that's a curbless shower. And then the vanity, you'll see kind of like the one beside there. We also built that as well. So the wheelchair is able to go underneath, and he's able to like brush teeth and wash his hands. So that's something that we did make for her, for that family. Okay, now people often ask, okay, well, sometimes they don't want to spend as much money as what you just saw on a shower and a whole new bathroom because that one's going to cost more. So they actually are now making shower conversions. So these ones I find people really, really like. They're very beautiful, as you can see, and they're made of acrylic composite Crowell options, and they look like real tile. If you look at them, they look pretty real, and but they're actually prefab systems. So they're really easily installed, and it's super low maintenance. So they basically come in a sheet, and they just can put the 3 different walls in, how many walls you need, and they're really, really easy to wash down. Like I know like, I have grout in my shower and it's really hard to kind of scrub between, like get the grout, like the mold out or anything for me. But these ones are actually much easier to clean. Yeah, and so they take 2 to 5 days to complete. So we come in, pull out the bathtub, everything, and then we put in a little base. So there is a little bit of a lip about this high, 2 inches, 3 inches, and then people choose their grabbers. They want that bamboo bench. We put whatever they want into it, and then we're done. All within like less than 5 days. So it's pretty like people definitely like this one. Is more of an affordable option. Okay. Okay, and then grab bars. When we mentioned grab bars, so we always say if there's anything people are going to do, we recommend getting grab bars. So they're the most affordable option. So you can get grab bars, like let's say you don't want to do any renovations, you can just get grab bars installed. You can install them or you can have someone install them. So there's like OMS will install them, Convolade, Good Access. There's a couple of places that will install them. So why grab bars? They provide points of control for safe transitions and movement in the bath and shower. Who are they for? Well, they're actually for everyone of all ages and all physical capabilities. My friend who's 45 just had a really, really bad fall in the shower, and she was saying that she wishes she had grab bars because she just slipped and all of a sudden she was down. It happened so fast. So all ages can benefit from grab bars. It's not just for seniors, it's for everyone. And so I actually brought some here. Here's one that's on the wall. So there's different designs. This one is it's actually a towel grab bar. So it serves as different functions. So you actually put a towel in here, and people often will grab onto the towel rack when you're getting out of the shower. And then if they're not secured properly, they're going to come out of the wall. So this is actually really not beneficial for you at all. So this one will hold up to 500 pounds weight. So many different options. Healthcraft is where we buy a lot of our grab bars and we install them into our renovations. So 78% of injurious bathtub falls did not have grab bars. So we always say get grab bars at the very least. Okay, do grab bars reduce skin falls? Yes. Okay, sorry, that was out there. Okay, and then here's an example of all the grab bars. Like this is just like another bathroom that we did. And we just took a picture of all the grab bars. So you'll see like towel holder grab bars. There's accent ring grab bar. So around like where the knob is, you can make that as a design, the grab bar as well. Like just different places where you could grab onto. So you want 2 points where you could grab onto in the shower. And then there's toilet paper holder grab bars. And then there's the zero threshold shower anti-slip base there. So yeah, just wanted to show you kind of what grab bars look like in the bathroom. All right, and then this one actually won awards, this bathroom that we made. So we actually took down one of the walls in this home, and it was just because one of it was the husband and wife, and one of them had an injury and could no longer use the bathtub. So we made 2 different things. So one option for the spouse that could still have a bath, still want to have a bath, but the other side is for the one that needs to have a wheelchair and roll into the shower. So this is a very customized approach. So we come in and look at the family, like what does it look like, who lives there, what do they want, and so we built and designed this bathroom just with what their needs are and what their wants and their budget. So yeah, so that's an award-winning like shower. Okay, and so stylization safe bathroom. So here's just some other examples of recent showers that we did. So they're mostly these are all actually zero threshold showers. So they don't have any lip. All of these can be rolled into like without a wheelchair. Actually, my friend actually was just in Poland and she was saying that in Poland, they build their showers like this. They just don't build what they don't have the big walls, with the bathtub. This is what they have in Poland. So I thought that was really great. Yeah. And then just so you know, we also do kitchens. And so these are, you can't really see a lot. Like, I mean, this one with the brown shelving, you can tell that there's like, the shelf is like lower down. So someone with a wheelchair can access the oven or the tabletop. But also in the white one, there's shelves that actually you pull them down, or you can, instead of like reaching in to get your pots and pans into like a corner shelf. The white one, you can actually pull the shelving out and then all the pots and pans come out. So you're easily able to pick them up. So you can't see it in that picture, but that's what those are. And then, okay, so there's tax credits. Lots of tax credits, and I think everyone's going to be getting this presentation, so I won't get into it too much here, but the big one that people often use is the home accessibility tax credit. They actually just increase the amount, so it's raised out to 20,000, and then which can provide up to $3,000 back. You have to be 65 years old or have a disability to get that tax credit. And then you can also get the medical tax credit as well. And yeah, so it can be actually claimed together. You can get both. Let's say you get a shower done, you could claim both those tax credits at the same time for that one shower. The other one that's new that I wanted to point out was the multi-generational home renovation tax credit. So because of I guess the housing shortage and whatnot, it had this tax credit now too. So people that are building like another residence, like maybe a nanny suite is maybe what you call it. You could actually get money, quite a bit of money back. It's 7,500 for that. Okay. And then the disability tax credit. Okay. Anyway, those are the other ones. I think we have to move on. So
Yeah, so everyone will get a copy of the presentation, the PDF. So if you do want to look at the stats and then learn more about the tax credits, it'll all be there. So let's move on to staying active. So how can we stay strong? So there are so many studies that do show that remaining active reduces the risk of falls. And I'm sure you've had maybe a physiotherapist, a doctor say, all right, it's time to strengthen up those legs. And maybe you currently are doing something about it, but hopefully this really gives you some incentive to really do more. So what we want to do is we want to have stronger bones and muscles. So we need to actively strengthen them. And a lot of people say to me, well, Meg, I walk every day. Isn't that enough? And what I say is no, it is great that you walk every day, so don't stop that, but you are not actively strengthening up your core, you're not actively strengthening up your legs, and nothing really for the upper body is happening when you're walking. So if you want to continue to stay strong and to stay on your feet, we really do need to actively exercise using weights, using resistance bands, and more. And then there's some good things that happen when we stay active. We have more flexible joints. So hopefully less pain from arthritis, more energy so you can do the things that you love. Better sleep. Recently, I read about a study in Harvard Home Health that was talking about how people who exercise notice that they sleep better the next night, and it impacts the following day with more energy. It improves our mental health and is also can be a social activity. So if you're getting out of the house, going to a fitness class, or if you're connecting on Zoom, meeting with other people who are doing the same thing as you, it can really make you feel better about yourself and change your outlook. So what do we want to do? We really want to aim for 150 to 200 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity every week. So this may sound like a lot, but if you break it down, it ends up being 30 minutes per day. That's the minimum. That's what we really want to aim for. So if you're doing more than that, awesome job, good work, keep it up, don't slow down. But if you're not quite there yet, maybe you do a few days a week, but you're not quite there, then this is something to aim for. So we want to focus on strength. So building strength, squats, lunges, heel raises, especially weight-bearing exercises. And if you're someone who has osteoporosis, it's even more crucial to build up your strength in your bones, because quite often what happens is when people fall who have osteoporosis, it is a guaranteed break, or they may fracture a bone right away. So we really want to make sure that we strengthen those bones. So what can you do? So walking, definitely, like I said, do that. Don't cut that out, but we want to add in some specific balance work. Aqua fitness is a really good way to strengthen. Gardening, Tai Chi, group fitness classes, YouTube videos. There's so much out there. So it really depends how you're motivated and your thing, what you want to try. All right, so moving over to some nutrition tips. I wanted to share this briefly, and again, we'll send out the recording so you can always jot things down later. But it's estimated that 30% of older persons living independently suffer from malnutrition. And maybe you know of someone who doesn't really eat as much. We know it takes a lot of effort to make a meal. And maybe if you don't have family living at home, maybe if you've made meals all your life and now you're not wanting to do that, you're not as motivated. So there's a few things really to think about when you're thinking about preparing food. Vitamin D and calcium are so important for bone health and to help reduce the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. So finding food that's full of vitamin D and calcium is really important to add to your diet, or taking a supplement. Fiber helps to maintain bowel regularity. Protein helps to maintain muscle mass and immune function, and it helps to keep us full longer. So I recommend to my clients, especially those who are exercising every day, you need to have a bit more protein. We require more as we get older, and it's to help to maintain our strength and the muscle that we're building. We want to aim to drink 6 or more glasses of non-caffeinated fluids. So this could be water, maybe herbal tea. I've recently cut up some slices of orange and put those in my water, and it is so nice. I was so motivated that day to drink all my water. So adding different fruits, lime and lemon can be nice too. And then eat at regular times every day. This is sometimes a good reminder, even if you don't feel hungry. Quite often what happens is if we are not drinking enough, we can be dehydrated, and that can in turn lead to a fall. You can always replace meals with 2 or 3 easy snacks. And even doing a little charcuterie board with, some meat, some cheese, crackers, and some vegetables can be a really simple way to get some good nutrition in. And we want to aim for at least 3 food groups in each meal and avoid smoking and caffeine. Now, I included this picture of the Canada Food Guide, and I love this plate because it really shows us visually what we should aim for. So when we have our plate of food, we want to have at least half of it with fruits and vegetables, especially focusing on the veggies. And we want to think about eating the rainbow. So having a nice variety, not just always having your carrots, but switching it up. And I know that it's easy to buy vegetables and they just kind of sit there in the fridge until they go bad. So what I suggest is buying 2 or 3 different vegetables and then adding that to your meal plan, maybe having some of them raw or adding it to a stir fry. And then the next week, change it up and try something different. Now, a quarter of our plate should consist of whole grain foods. So we have brown pasta, brown rice, whole grain bread. And then we also need to have a quarter of our plate with protein. And it doesn't have to be meat. I know there's a lot of people doing more of a vegetarian diet these days. And with the cost of meat, this is a really good way to save some money. So legumes, having some beans, having an egg, tofu, lentils, Greek yogurt. There's so many different options along with the meat. All right, so we're going to do a demo now of how to get up off the floor. And this people really appreciate because especially if you live alone, it can be worrisome if you do have a fall, or even if you go down on the floor, maybe you're scrubbing up a spill or you're getting those dust bunnies from under the bed. So I'm going to demonstrate it. Catherine is going to lead us through step by step. So that way you'll know what I'm doing.
Great. Okay. So
I'm just going to spotlight mine so that people can see me. Okay, there we go.
okay. And the chair is on the side. Okay. Perfect. That's great. Okay, so Meg is walking in her living room. Oh no, and she trips over clutter that's left on the ground. Oh no, poor Meg. Meg's on the ground. Okay, Meg, please stay lying down for a few minutes just to catch your breath. So you're probably in shock. So everyone would just please breathe for 5 seconds on the ground. Take a deep breath. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Good. Is there anyone around? Can you call for help?
Help! No, I'm alone.
You're alone. Okay. If you're alone, can you assess if you can get up? Check head to toe. to see if there's anything broken. Move your fingers, move your arm, shoulders, legs, feet. Okay. Are you okay?
I'm
Okay, you're
good.
okay. All right, so you're able to get up. Okay, so if you can get up, can you please roll onto your side? Then pause for another 5 deep breaths. Just catch your breath, relax. You're gonna be okay. So just say that to yourself. You're gonna be okay. All right, please can you move to the nearest and stable furniture? So move onto your hands and knees. Please, there you go. Great. Doing great. Thank you. Place your hands onto the furniture and then place the foot flat on the floor. So one of your feet, there you go. Great. Awesome. And then lean forward onto the furniture and push up with your other foot. There. Great job. Now you can have a seat, rest, and then tell someone that you've fallen, or you can call 911.
Mhm. All right, so there we go. There we go.
Great. So you got up.
So this is something to practice. I often tell my clients to practice some of these movements right in bed if you're not comfortable going on the floor. So such as lying on your stomach, rolling onto your side, pushing through your upper body to go into that half-seated position, and then even rolling onto your hands and knees. So, and you may try it and realize, oh man, I've lost this ability. So it is really good to practice in bed because you can always get out of the bed more easily. All right, so from here, we're going to get moving. So we're going to be doing a few exercises for your lower body, strengthening up your legs, and we'll be focusing on some balance work as well. All right, good. So I encourage you to stand up. We're going to move that chair off to the side. But we're going to keep it close by, just in case you do need to hold on to it at any point. I'm going to go like this. All right, so as we get started, let's begin with the side step. You can choose to do this right beside your chair, holding on if you need to for balance. Otherwise, you can add your arms. So we want to warm up those legs before we move into specific exercises. And even just doing this is a good way to challenge that balance. And think back to the good old days when you were dancing every night. Maybe you still do. All right, very good. And then from here, let's take those legs a little bit wider, and we're going to be shifting our weight from one side to the other. So hands on your hips, or use that chair, shifting from one side to the other. And as we do this, so every time we move this way, I want you to pull your stomach in. As you move that way, relax. So pull your stomach in just like you're doing a tight pair of pants. Pulling it in and relaxing. Breathing in, breathing out. So just doing this type of motion can really help us to feel more stable on our feet. And especially when we engage our core, we're going to feel a lot safer. And I've had many clients tell me that they almost fell, but automatically their core muscles tightened up and they were able to regain their balance. All right, let's do another 2. Breathing in and out as we go, and one more time. All right, wonderful. So standing right beside that chair, let's bring those feet together, and we're going to be doing some heel raises. So let's lift those heels up and lower your heels back down to the floor. All right, so option 1 is holding on to that chair with one or both hands. Option 2, we're going to add your arm. Now, often what we do in the bathroom or the kitchen is we have to reach up for something. So this is a good way to feel safe and to strengthen those legs so we can do that more easily. All right, good. Let's continue. You might feel this right in those calf muscles. Now, the good thing about this exercise is it does help you with going up the stairs and with walking as well. You want to maintain that strength. Let's do another 3. And 2. And 1. Good. All right, now let's face that chair. So bring that chair right in front of you. And for our next exercise, we're going to move into some squats. This one is so important because every day we need to lean over to pick things up. So we need to have that ability and strength in our thighs. So showing you straight ahead, we want to have our feet facing towards the edge of the room. So right out to the sides. And as we do this, we want to think about taking our hips back, just like you're sitting back on a chair and then standing tall. So let's start by holding on to that chair, hips back, keeping your back nice and straight, hinging from the hips. Now, if your knees are talking to you, maybe your knees bother you, you might have arthritis, you can just go halfway. But this one is so important to maintain our strength to help us to get out of a chair a lot easier. All right, so let's continue. Let's do another 3. Good, and 2. Good, and 1. All right, excellent. Now still facing that chair, we're going to be strengthening up the back of the legs by tapping right behind you. So alternate legs. We're staying nice and straight, nice and tall, and we are strengthening up our glutes in the back of the legs. All right, so I'm going to show you a few options here, but I want you to think about squeezing your bum as you extend that leg back. All right, so option 1 is just really focusing on those legs. This is great for mobility of the hip. And then what we'll do here is we're going to reach forwards with the same arm. So we're doing the same arm, same leg. All right, continuing to tap. So this is option number 2. Option number 3 is to extend the leg a little further. Reaching, lifting. All right, good. Now we're challenging the balance as well here. And if you really want to challenge, you can always lift that other hand. Good, and lift. We're going to hold it for 3. So lift that leg, reach with the arm, maybe lifting with the other hand for 3, 2, 1. Let's do the other side. 3, 2, 1. Remembering to tighten up that core. Keep breathing as well. 2, 3. One more time per side. 1, 2, 3. Once more. 1, 2, and 3. Excellent. All right, I've got one more for you. So we're going to be lifting those knees. Option 1 is marching on the spot, pumping those arms at your side. And then option 2 is really focusing on coordination. So just imagine you're climbing a ladder. So we're lifting that knee a little higher, reaching with the opposite arm. So as we do this, pull that core in, pull that stomach in every time you lift the knee. And this is a really good habit to get into and can really help to prevent a fall. So reaching. Now it's easy to go fast, it's harder to go slow. So I'm going to count to 3, and next time we're going to hold it for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Very good. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to do it a little bit longer if you can. If you need to hold on to your chair at any point, please do. So this time we're going to be reaching our arms out to the side. All right, and tapping your hands to your knee. So it looks like this. Arms out, lift that knee and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release, other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Challenge of the day. Tighten up that core. Keep breathing. 3, 4, 5. One more time each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, excellent. So circle those shoulders backwards. Let's step side to side. Wonderful job. Give yourself a pat on your back. So there's a few examples of exercises that you can do. And I encourage you to get connected. It's one of those things we need to exercise regularly, and it takes time to build a habit. All right, so feel free to join me back in front of your screen. Great job, everybody. All right, so really quickly, we're going to talk about, I'm going to talk about what AIM Fitness offers. So maybe you're here today and thinking, you know what, this is all really good, but I do need some support. So we do offer in-home personal training. So if you are looking for the assistance of having an expert work with you who can assess you, let you know where you're at, and then help to develop a program, then this is what we can do. And like I mentioned at the beginning, we specialize in fitness with people who maybe have a heart condition, osteoporosis, or have other medical conditions where you really want to feel safe as you're exercising. We also offer group fitness classes, and we can offer this right in your condo if you want to start up a class right where you live. We also do online classes through Zoom. Right now we have one for osteoporosis, strength and balance, and a cardio class. And then as well, we have the AIM Fitness Online membership. Now you as a NAFR member get 33% off the membership. So this is a huge savings. And what you get is you get over 200 exercise videos on demand. So if you really like the idea of exercising at home, you also like the idea of a shorter workout, the videos are 20 to 30 minutes. So you can easily fit it into your day. So be sure to reach out if you want to learn more about the membership. We have lots of NAFR members who absolutely love the membership because it really gives you that flexibility to exercise, to build strength, to prevent falls right at home. And then also I have lots of free workouts. So you can go over to my YouTube channel. We have a 3-day fitness challenge coming up that NAFR is sponsoring. So that's coming up very soon in a few weeks. And then I do have a free TV show called Fit Over 50 with Meg on Rogers TV. And we just launched into season 3. And so it can be watched on YouTube or on Rogers at 8:30 to 9 a.m. every morning, Monday to Friday. All right. And so we'll move on to the next. Go ahead, Catherine.
Okay. So, BuildAble. So all of our staff, all our carpenters, some of them are red seal carpenters, some of them, are just carpenters. Everyone has a police record check. So we can look for vulnerable population checks as well. So everyone has to pass that. So we're very picky as to who we hire. So they have to have a certain, it's got to be a certain person. All of them are really caring, empathetic people as well. So we'll really look for that as well. We're accredited with Better Business Bureau. We have an A+ rating. We're fully insured with WSIB. If anyone knows GOBA and Renomark, we're approved for excellence with them. So it's kind of like a gold standard of renovations. We have Rick Hansen Accessibility Professional Certification, and we're an award-winning designs and services, including the City of Ottawa and Citizen Advocacy's Accessibility Award. And we offer free consultations. So it's Sean, the owner, that would actually talk to you on the phone first. And then if you kind of go through the questions and then you still want to proceed, he'll come out and meet with you at your house. He'll talk to you for a while. He'll do the measurements, figure that out. And we do the designs and we build if you want to go ahead with that. So we do the entire thing. We provide all the supplies, we bring everything to your house, and it's very easy for people. So you don't have to do a lot of work. We do everything. So.
Awesome. And that's actually one of the questions we got, Catherine. So it answers
Okay.
it. You wanted to know if you do all the work and supply all the items. So it
Yeah.
sounds like the answer is yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
Okay.
So
Another question that we got is if there's a NAFR discount if you use BuildAble. And the answer to that is no. There is no discount code at this point. And then someone else asks, does BuildAble do modifications in individual units in high-rise buildings? And if so, is it possible to install a curbless shower given the plumbing and concrete floor limitations or restrictions?
and the answer is yes. So we often work in condos. So if you own your own condo, we can do that. We talk to the property manager, we got everyone on board, and we can do a curbless shower. So we can like break into the concrete if we have to. We can make it a little bit of a threshold because they do need the water to kind of run down so it doesn't run out into the living room. So we can do that. So we definitely have worked in high-rise buildings and condos. We work actually a lot. So yep, the answer is yes.
Awesome. That's great. And then someone else asks, what channel on Rogers TV is Fit Over 50? So it is channel 22. Channel 22. And apparently, I just learned this, it's all across Canada as well. So I had someone who is in the East Coast recently and switched on Rogers and was like, oh, Meg, you're in Halifax. So that was pretty awesome to hear.
Right, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Okay. All right. Another question. I'd like to join. Okay, so Joya, I think this is asking, can I schedule my start dates? I'd like to start in November. Yes, absolutely. So I know we've been in contact already, so let me know again when your dates are in November, and then we can get you started as an AIM Fitness online member.
Mhm.
Right. And then another question, can one buy the equipment to alarm if you fall, but not spend the money to connect it to the centers, rather connect with a neighbor? Oh, that's an interesting question. So I'm guessing this is about the alert buttons.
Okay.
I don't know the answer to that. I believe that some of them are connected to hospitals and then some have their own system where it's like a call center that if you hit the button,
Mhm.
it goes to a call center and then they will say, hey, are you okay? Do you need assistance? And if they don't hear from you, they either call your family member who's on the line, who's kind of on their list, or else they'll call the paramedics. So that would be a question, I guess, to ask. I know, is it red alert? Is that one of the buttons? Red dot.
Yeah,
Catherine,
that's
do you
one.
know?
That actually, Red Dot definitely. That's one of them. I think Phillips
Mm-hmm.
is one too. Ellis,
Yes.
a number of them. There's a number of them out there. So it's a good question to
No.
ask.
Yeah, now one idea, Ian, is because I have quite a few clients who do this, is they have a neighborhood system where they actually call their neighbors every morning. So you could always just do that. So instead of investing in an
Mm-hmm.
alert system, you could say,
Mm-hmm.
all right, I'm going to call you every morning at
Mm-hmm.
9 a.m. just to touch base. And this happened once where I was with a client, we were exercising, and she didn't answer her phone because she was busy with me.
Mm-hmm.
And she had her neighbor knock on the door. And the neighbor came over because she couldn't reach her. And she did have a key where she could come in if needed. So that was really nice to see. So that's always an option too, if you just want to have a check-in with a neighbor or friend.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So let's keep going here. So yeah, if there's any other questions, feel free to drop them into the chat. Here's our contact information. So if you do want to learn more about our fitness programs or you want to hear more about BuildAble and what they can offer in terms of renovations, please reach out. We would be happy to chat with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I know both of us do offer free phone consultations. So if you're wanting
Mm-hmm.
to speak a little bit more about your personal situation and what you're looking for, you can connect directly with me through my website. Here's my phone number as well. And then here's the contact information for BuildAble. All right, I'm just going to see if there's any more questions. I think that's it. All right, anything else on your end, Catherine?
Oh, no, I think you covered everything. And definitely I would check out our website. I think our website shows a lot of beautiful pictures, got like a gallery of photos before and afters. And yeah, so I think it shows a lot. So I recommend checking us out online. And then
Yeah.
certainly call us or email us, and we'd be happy to talk to you if you have any
Yes,
questions.
yeah.
It's free.
And I
Yeah.
encourage everyone, think about how you can move
Hmm.
more in your home. So stay active, really think about working on your balance every day, strengthening your legs, because really that is one of the best defenses against falls. All right. So I want to thank everyone for being here. Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
questions and for participating. We really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Merci
Meg.
beaucoup.
I just have some final words before we end off. So I just want to thank Meg and Catherine, of course, for their excellent presentation today. As they mentioned, well, they already showed you their contact information, but we'll send that in the follow-up email as well. So you can use it, you can contact them through that. And we'll the follow-up email will also include a recording of today's presentation if you want to watch it back, as well as the presentation slides. And also, I just want to let everyone know that we do have a special in-person event coming up on October 29th called Thrive in Retirement. It's all about how to find good work opportunities in retirement, if that's something that interests you. We have some great panelists like Michael Wernick, and our national president, Roy Goodall, will be there as a panelist. So we do hope to see you there in person. If you can't make it in person, it will also be live streamed at the same time. The link to register for that event will also be in the follow-up email today. So thank you, everyone, and have a nice day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye. Take care.